In the previous episode, we went mob spawner hunting, we got trapped in a death loop. No! And we defaced a lush cave for some clay, all for the sake of building this XP farm. And now we have 10,000 XP nuggets, which is fantastic, but only 3 diamonds that we can use to create gear to enchant. And that brings us to where we are right now. We need a mine shaft. So in today's episode, we will be looking at building a mine shaft, reaching all the way down to bedrock level, and even maybe up a little bit to reach the plateau of the hill behind us. And also we'll be building some mining machines and tunnel walls that will help us gather these resources a little bit more on the automatic side. So I scouted all around this mountain, and I think I'm going to settle on this area right here for the mine shaft. I already dug a little ways into it just to see what's happening on the inside. But just imagine we open up this whole area, create like a little cave entrance going in, and then we build a shaft that goes all the way up and all the way to bedrock. The reason why we want to go all the way up is because I currently use the top of this plateau to grow my trees temporarily. So it needs to go all the way to the top, and we might even build some farms up there in the long run. And if we come right over here and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the edge, I do believe this is the right point. So the drill will be going into this area. So we've got a bunch of mechanical drills, and we'll just place them down like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 on that side, 2 on this side. So this should give us a 5 by 5 grid. And then on top of these, we want to do a rope pulley. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place 1 block down, and then I will do our rope pulley over here. 2 small water wheels. Boop, boop. And now that we have our power in, I want to put down a speed controller, and this should still in theory be 1 too high. Okay, so we'll just lift this up another block, and we'll just do the rope pulley over there. That should be fine. And now what we need to do is we just need to place some chests on here just to make sure we get all the resources going down as well. And this might be overkill in regards to chests, I don't know, but we're just going to do it anyway. And once we have all of that, we need to glue all of this together. So that's this, and let's grab that bit and this, and then this one I'm just going to do from there all the way to there. And now we can remove this piece of dirt and that one. The rest will be drilled out. Let's do this. Well, there it goes. And let's see if we can increase the speed. Let's try 64. And it reached all the way down to bedrock. So if we just, in theory, put this on top, it should reverse the whole action, and we will see the elevator slowly making its way up. I don't know if those ladders are going to be a problem. And here it comes. Okay, cool. So now this thing should be fine, and we should be done with it. So I can just literally break this. And now we can just pick all of this up. But let's just see, what did we get? A lot of deep slate, a lot of tough, andesite, cobble. Okay, so the chests were a bit of overkill, but we did get some ores as well, redstone. Okay, not bad. The contraption's cleared away, the shaft goes down all this way to this level, and I took this some time and I cleaned up this area because this is where we're going to have an elevator that's going to go up and down, and I have a few ideas of things I want to do, but we also need to do this all the way down there, and I've got some ladders, I've got some water, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down a little bit of water, and then we'll ride this down or wait till it's at the bottom and then take it from there. At the bottom of the mine shaft, then I cleared it out exactly the same I did with the ground floor up there, and this is where we will be mining for some ores and deep slate in general. But we're also going to need some of the more normal blocks like andesite stone, so we created another level right over here, and it's in between the bottom of the world and the ground floor. But for now, I've been climbing this ladder all the way from the bottom to the top quite a few times, and it needs to change. So I think we need to head up all the way to the top and just get the elevator pulley in place, and maybe just do a temporary little elevator that can carry us up and down before we start working on this some more. No, 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 no. Oh. Okay, I need to reassign the key to Whistle Horses, because Horace over here, I accidentally whistled and he came down all the way into the mine shaft. Luckily I placed a block of dirt just before I did that, but still, oh man, Horace, you scared me. You scared me. A rescue mission later, and we've got our pulley system in, and what I currently did here is I create a little water wheel system underground over there. It pushes through and then it runs up and powers the elevator pulley with a belt. And yes, you might think it's in front, you're going to see it from down there, but I think I know what I want to do. Yeah, I think I've got an idea with this. Thing we need to do first is maybe just get the basic shape of the elevator in, even if we do it in some random blocks. The elevator needs to go in this 3x3 grid, so I'm going to start off by just doing a floor with the polished cut deep slate, and then I want to try doing this, let's see, like that, in the corners, just to make it look a bit bigger. So we've got 3 tall like this, and then if we take glass and let's say the polished cut deep slate, I can do the bottom part of that, top part of that, like that and that. I do like that shape, and I want to see if we take gray glass, if we can. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So we've got the gray glass over there. Oh, I ran out of gray glass, which is fine. We'll get some more. You can actually use bars to convert these copycats into that material, whereas the frame blocks you can only use full blocks, but on the copycat blocks you can actually use stuff like bars as well. And then this one like that and like that, and then on this side rather put our control, so we'll have our control with the copycat bars. On this side we won't have anything, and now it's just for the roof. So for the roof, I'm thinking we do slabs on these, and then framed trapdoors over here, which we'll also finish off with the deep slate, and in the center a full block, which will be where our pulley connects to. And I'm thinking maybe we rip out this, and I'm just going to break all of that. And what we want to do is we just want to make 2 contact connectors, one like that and one like that. And then on these sides we just need to add our train doors or andesite doors. Awesome. Okay, so we have a full elevator build. I just need to glue it in place. And then what I also want to do is just head downstairs in the different areas and just add these little redstone contacts. I can just glue it all to there. So what happens with the redstone contact, as soon as I right click this, the elevator connects, and then it turns this redstone contact into an elevator contact. And what we can do is we can then give it a name. We're going to say this is 1 because it's going to be above. We can call it mountain top, and we can tell it only open, I think it's east side only. Yeah, east side only. So with all of this in place, I think we need to head on down and see if we can add the other redstone contacts quickly to this build. So we're currently here at the mine entrance, which will be our ground floor. And if we go in 1 block to make sure we reach the elevator, and we go up 1, 2, 3, 4th block and 1 over here, this is where we're going to put our connector. So if in theory we put down the redstone contact facing into that, it turns into an elevator contact, and we can now just put a button on that. That's just temporarily, but let's give it a name. We're going to call it G for ground floor, and we're just going to call it mine entrance, and we want it to open all the doors, and we say okay. And if we clear out all of these blocks just to make sure, and we right click this button, we should be seeing the elevator come down. Excellent. Oh man, it works. I think the speed is fine. We might speed it up a bit. I'll play around with that. But now if we go in, we can right click, scroll that to mountaintop, right click, Doors close on both sides, and we'll go up all the way to the top of the mountain. And look at that view. There's the base. There's the mountain. Whoop. Here's the platform. And only the one door opens up. That is excellent. So I think what we need to do next is get all the other redstone contacts in and make sure this whole elevator system works from top to bottom. We're currently here in the deep slate level. I added new contact. I gave it a name. And if we push this button, it should call the elevator. It's moving, it's coming down, and it's not the fastest, but I think the speed it's currently at is suitable. I'm going to get some material ready, and I'm just going to start building up the shaft itself in general. And it just got here. Oh, I'm loving this. And the mine shaft is done, and we might have gotten a little bit carried away with the decoration part. You see, I went all the way out, and we even finished pulley system on top, and I think it looks so cool with the spinning flywheels. This belt that went down the front, it still goes down, but we have these little structures holding it in place, and it just stops over here with a flywheel that makes it kind of look like it's being powered from there. It also kind of makes it look like a little face we've got there with two eyes, a spinning nose, and a mustache, but not the point. And then also we cleared up this area, we finished this pathway, we stopped it over here, we cleared it up and just opened it up all the way to the dream farm area, which is fantastic, and I really love how this came together. And if we head on here, we've got all our floors, but let's head to the ground floor so we can talk about the mining machine. So while we're taking this elevator down, I would like to take this time to say thank you to every one of you that's been subscribed. I do, however, see in my analytics that a total of 94% of you are watching the videos but not subscribed yet. So do yourself a favor, go click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure not to miss out on a video. So the next thing on our list is the machine to mine out some resources for us, because we do not have enough resources to build or to craft ourselves some diamond gear, and thus enchanting is way behind. First things first, I'm gonna make just a basic machine. I do have a tutorial for something that's more or less like this, but I would like to improve on this machine at some later stage. We're gonna need a drill down there, which is new, and what this is gonna do, this is just gonna ensure it removes things that are in the way that could possibly destroy the machine. From here on, we're going to go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 to each side. And once we have all of these in, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just glue them all together like that. Just make sure you add that one to that as well. We'll add in the storage, and for now I'm just going to go with barrels. Next up, we're also going to need a deployer, and the first deployer will fill in this gap that this drill causes. So right over here, we're going to stick down a deployer. We will give this a filter, and let's say cobble, but you can change that for whatever block is most common in the level you mine at. So for example, if you mine in the nether, you will typically replace that with netherrack. Next up, we're just going to add something like this, and over here we will add another deployer, and this deployer will be putting down rails. So currently this system is going to run with normal rails. I am going to look into improving it by adding maybe powered rails and doing a system that works like that, which will work a bit faster. But this system is going to run with normal rails, and it's going to run with a furnace minecart. Then we're going to come back and right over here like this. So that's our contraption. And then I like to put down a stair here. It's just easy that if you have to push something, you can just crouch underneath and push it. Then going towards the back, we'll go back another 3 and then maybe come down all the way to there. And in this last one, we put down our plow, and that will be picking up the tracks. So we've got a deployer to put down the block, a deployer to put down the rails. We've got the cart that's running along, and then we have a little plow that will pick up everything. And now we can just make sure all of this is glued together. like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select that one and just glue it there, which means this thing's actually ready to go. First of all, hold and say lock rotation, put down our furnace minecart, and if we flip this lever, it should pick it all up. And because it picked it all up, you would see that block's mined. So I'm just going to chuck the rest of our rails in there and the rest of our cobble. So now that this contraption's built, you can easily just right click it and we'll pick it right up. So we're down here at the mine, and this is the spot we're going to just put down the miner in. And how we do that is we place down a rail, and on that we right click with the contraption, and there it is. I think it's glitching into the walls a bit, but that's fine. And then we can just grab a piece of coal or whatever. So I'm just going to take charcoal, and we're just going to feed that, and that should in theory go. Okay, so I do notice it's not placing rails, so we're just going to push it a little bit. And yeah, this was in the way, but there it goes, and it's going to slowly continue to mine and just gather resources. Well, we placed the miner down in its default place where we're currently storing it, and if we unpower it, we can just have a look at all the loot. We got 2 barrels almost filled with cobble deep slate, and then we got some resource. We got 7 diamonds, an insane iron, a bunch of redstone, which was not a bad trip for its maiden voyage. Definitely room for improvement on the mining rig. I will look into that between episodes. I'll also maybe see about decorating this area a bit better, because currently it's just a hole in the wall. But this part came out so good looking. We, however, do not have enough time to upgrade that machine in this episode, or nor enchant our armor, or even create the armor. But before we go, I asked for name suggestions for the 2 flutters, and my favorite 2 was none other than Bull and Ben, the 2 flower pot men. And Vice Times, I thank you for this comment and for these name suggestions. I really appreciate it. So if you have not done so yet, do remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.